Shibarium is growing quickly, which is good for the Shiba Inu society. The Shiba Inu Layer 2 blockchain is still growing at a very fast rate. There are a lot of deals and a huge number of wallets being made. Now we know that the numbers are not where we want them to be. Right now, the transaction fees are so low that they are almost free. You can go move like 1,000,000 times and never have to pay any transfer fees. It's crazy and amazing at the same time. In this video, we'll talk about those numbers, but first I'd like to talk about your Shibarium and the growth we've seen so far, which is great news for the community and the economy. But the question is whether or not this is important information for burning Shiba. If you think you might be interested, let's get started. We talk about the latest news about Shiba Inus and the Bitcoin world in general on our channel. If you are watching one of our movies for the first time, we want to give you a warm welcome. You can make sure you never miss a movie by clicking the bell. We're going to let everyone know that this channel is giving away 5 million Shiba Inu tokens so that people can take part. Just subscribe to the channel, like this video, and leave a message with the hashtag #ShibaInu. On April 30th, we'll find out who won. Satoshi Kusama posted a disclaimer on his Twitter account saying that the Shibarium blockchain does not have an official coin. The CEO of Shiba also told crypto investors who were buying meme coins to stay away from projects that use his name to start tokens on the market, since he had nothing to do with them. Many projects use the names of well-known crypto figures to appeal to investors' emotions and get them to buy tokens. Satoshi Kusama knows the risks and has offered his advice. Do your homework and don't let yourself be duped. Monday was a bad day for the crypto markets because Bitcoin couldn't break through its $30,400 barrier level. As Bitcoin's price dropped to $29,700 today, the price of several altcoins, like Shiba Inu, also went down. FOMO, which stands for fear of missing out, is an emotional aspect of trading that can lead investors and traders to invest in digital assets based on trends instead of doing their own study and doing their due diligence. This was true at the time of writing, at 11:44 p.m. The price of Shiba is down 1.5% from what it was the day before. But the famous token could still go up if Bitcoin recovers and keeps going up like it did last week. The Shibarium network is growing at a crazy rate right now. I'm going to talk about this piece. We're going to look for screenshots of what's going on here with the Shibarium network because it's beating records and growing very quickly. If the mainland accepts it as quickly as Shibarium, it will be a very large blockchain. On April 13, there were 3.1 million wallets on the Shibarium test network. Today, there are over 5 million wallets on the network. Metrics on the test network show that the Layer 2 solution for the Shiba Inu ecosystem continues to show amazing growth and adoption rates. The total number of wallets has grown by a huge 86% in just 2 days, passing 5 million. Here's the crazy part, and this story doesn't need to go on much further. We'll talk about the facts in a moment, taking into account the growth that is being shown. The following is a question we can ask ourselves: is this a real growth? Well, we should keep in mind that Shibarium is still in its trial phase and that they can make 1 million MetaMask wallets. You can make 1 million wallets, but you won't ever have to make a trade or need a specific cryptocurrency if you have a trusted wallet that doesn't need anything in it. Most likely, that's what we're looking at here, right? So, if we look at some of these numbers, we can see that 5.8 million Shibarium wallets have been made. I think it's crazy that there are 5.8 million wallets, and that most of them are for Shiba Inus. This is interesting because we know you don't need the ticket on Shibarium. You'll have to hold bone, which is a good material for holds, whether or not these numbers are real. It makes you think about the Shiba Inu coin and the team that should be building the environment around it. But it looks like Bone is the one who really benefits from this Layer 2 network. This is interesting because there have only been 3.2 million purchases so far. We know that Shibarium has been out for almost a month, and 3.2 million trades is a lot. But it's not even close to what we need to see. Everyone needs to remember this important part. At the transaction rates that are currently being used in this test network, 3.2 million transactions will never burn a lot of Shiba Inu. We must see a much higher rate of transactions. The Shibarium browser takes these prices into account. There are all those numbers at the top, and the place where daily deals take place. The chart shows that on a normal day, there are a total of 100,000. but go a little further down to see the real transactions they have. This is wonderful. This is what tells us, as part of the Shiba Inu coin environment, how the coin will burn. So you can look at the timestamp. Before 36 seconds, this trade was worth 1/10 of a bone, which is about 10 cents. Now, we think that transactions on the main network would be worth more than 10 cents, and many of these test transactions show that this is the case. But the truth is that the amount of money you send doesn't always change the price of petrol. Since Shibarium is so fast and can handle so many deals, the rates are so low that they are ridiculous. Now, if you scroll down a bit more, you'll see that the rate of transactions was much lower. What does this mean then? A couple of weeks ago, we made the assumption that about half of the petrol rate would go to the priority rate and the other half would go to the burn or prime rate. So you could break. The miners, the validators, and the delegates all get the same priority rate, which is 4 zeros. So the amount that was burned was very small. It's easy to figure out how many transactions you'll need if the transaction rate is right and stays the same during the mainnet. You'll need billions of transactions. In other words, a Shiba Inu will never burn out because there aren't enough transactions. I hope the Shibarium team looks at this and changes it, because with the fees they have now, they'll never be able to pay for support. It will be too low, so they will have to raise the fees for transactions. I'm interested in what you guys think about this subject. Shiba Inu tokens are used a lot on Shibarium, and a lot of wallets are being made so that a lot of trades can happen. But remember that the only good thing will be the burns, which don't seem to be happening. What do you think? Tell me in the comments. We've reached the end of this movie. If you liked it, click like and don't forget to sign up for more. This helps me a lot with YouTube's formula. Also, tell as many people as you can about this movie. Let's tell everyone about this. If you are a real fan of cryptocurrency, you won't want to miss any of our information. See you next time when we can talk about the latest news that affects everyone in our neighborhood.